Welcome to episode 1 of the Rock and Roll Dungeon with your host, Chad.
Hello, everybody.
Dan.
Yo, yo.
Steve-O. Hey! And me, Rusty Bones, in the house with you tonight. So we're going to be talking rock and roll. This is the first episode. So we're going to kind of lay down what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be talking about, and how this is going to roll out through each segment of this podcast. First off, we're going to have a featured spirit. For instance, we'll start with tonight. We're going to go with Blood Oath. The name just sounds like it.
And is Blood Oath a bourbon?
It is a Kentucky straight bourbon finished in sherry casks.
Oh, yes. 98.6 proof.
Isn't that what our body temperature is supposed to be?
Why, yes.
Well, hey.
There you go.
Is
Bonded
that
by
on
blood.
purpose?
So, cheers, fellas, to episode
Cheers.
1.
A little better.
Yeah, that's good.
I like the way you said that. That's good.
I like that.
Good stuff,
I
Maynard.
like it a lot.
So we'll
I
go
can
ahead.
taste
That's a
the
good
cherry.
start
I
to
can taste
the
the cherry.
dungeon.
Here we go.
Rusty
The blood
Bones.
Here we go.
Where's
Here we
Rusty
go.
Bones come from?
Well, many years ago,
Many moons ago.
I was
Laddie.
actually, originally I was on the drums way back when, and used to be skinnier than I am now. So his name is Rusty, and I was skinny, so it was Rusty Bones. That's where it came from. So, and then we became the singer in the band, and then the band became Rusty Bones.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, that's a good segue. I mean, you're a musician,
Sometimes.
as we all are here.
Depends what night it is.
Yes.
And so, Steve, what do you do musically?
Well, I entertain people. Currently, I entertain people locally in the Southwest Riverside County area, and
You are an entertainer.
I'm an entertainer. But I play bass, play guitar. My main instrument's bass. Man, I've been doing it for a long, long time, like you have, Chad.
Well, Steve, you are
What
the
do you
bass
do,
man,
Chad?
and you are the man who I have looked over to my left and seen for a many gigs in a many places.
Indeed.
Steve and I are in 24E. Rock band from Southern California. You know, we have a few albums out that you can get anywhere. I'm the rhythm guitar player, primary songwriter, play a little piano on some specific songs, and we're a 4-piece band from Southern California. So
Dano, tell us about yourself.
Well, my journey into heavy metal started in the late 80s. My older brother would listen to Pantera, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, a lot of the stuff from that era. I started playing guitar in 96. I was 18. Wrote my first album on guitar within a couple years of learning how to play guitar. Was in a band called Chaotic Culture, which was kind of a hybrid thrash, hardcore metal band. Put out a couple albums that you can listen to anywhere. Look up Chaotic Culture, Nothing Sacred, and then the other one is Circadian Rhythm was the second album. Was in a band called Broken Foundation with some other extraordinary musicians. And then more recently did an album, more alternative, kind of a Nine Inch Nails, Radiohead, Depeche Mode kind of mashup style called Union C, The Two Moons.
I'm seeing red inside my head. This system's taking over me.
So that one you can check out online too. I don't sing. So yeah, that's kind of my...
no backgrounds. You never sang any backgrounds.
I don't think so. Yeah.
So
Not
there's
even
never
like
a
a-
track that said Dan BGVs.
No.
Not like Scotty Ian just, what is it?
Actually, you know what?
What is it?
Gotta go with the devil.
Now that you said that, there's a song on the first Cat of Culture album called Uncontrolled Rage, and there's a group shouting.
Okay, those
section of that song.
qualify as BGB.
Those qualify.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, so
There you go.
I'm in there.
All right, so that's a little bit about us. Just some
Russ, do you
musical
have any
background.
music released anywhere
I
where
got
we can
nothing,
get it?
man.
I got nothing.
We made a demo, and that was about it. So it ain't available no way. Did get to play some cool places. Got to play down at the Cabo Wabo. That was fun. Asked me to be in the house band to stay there, but no, life in California. So
Had reality to deal with.
Yep,
Reality gets in the way of rock and roll too often.
it does. So that's a little bit about us. More to come as the episodes continue on, and we're gonna go into the next segment.
What's up?
So anyway, we're gonna be talking about what is going on, like what's up, kind of thing. Like, what's happening right now? What show did you go to, or something like that?
Well, this is a show that we all went to. We went to the Kiss
End of the road.
End of the Road tour.
End of the road.
Man, what a show. Okay, so I'm the younger one in the group here. I'm about maybe 7 years younger than you guys, 6 years younger, something like that. So my musical journey and metal is a little bit different, but I'm learning a lot, and you guys are probably learning about some stuff from my era too. But anyways, that was my first time seeing Kiss, and I have to say it was it was the concert with the most wow factor that I've ever been to. Like, it was pretty amazing.
You've been to a lot of shows.
I've been to a lot of shows.
Yes.
And that was, man.
And that's saying a lot to hear that perspective. I've seen Kiss starting in 1979 many, many times. Here at the End of the Road, when I measure
Till next year.
those shows, the End of the Road shows, which I saw 3 times, it feels a little bit more like the End of the Road when you've seen them in their heyday. So to hear somebody like you who's seen them for the very first time on their very last tour, and it's still got that wow factor for somebody who's never seen Kiss,
It's saying something.
that's saying something.
For sure.
It is saying
I mean, it's definitely one of those shows that, it's a band that I thought was they had a cool image, and there's a couple cool songs, that kind of thing. But I think if you go to a Kiss show, you become a Kiss fan pretty freaking quick.
That's what they've been saying for
pretty awesome.
years.
Yeah.
50
for
years.
50 years.
Right.
For
I mean,
50 years.
it just converts
40,
you,
actually.
when you go there, you just become part of the army,
Yeah.
So
Part of the army. So what was the highlight of the show for you?
I really liked Gene's segment because I've always
The blood segment?
Yeah, because I'm used to kind of extreme shows, so that I was like, dang man, this dude is like in his 70s and he's got blood coming out of his mouth, and it was pretty brutal. Like for a it might as well have been a black metal show in that little segment of it, and so I thought that was really cool. I mean, that was the part in my mind that stands out the most, but just the platforms that rise way up to the top, and the first explosion that went off and feeling the heat, I think I smelt like burnt hair on my arms,
Right?
So,
There's a lot of truth to that. When that Chad and I know some of the timing on some of the explosions, and when they dropped the curtain and Detroit Rock City's going on, and that first firebomb, we were
warmed.
We were literally warmed. That heater, stage right heater burning up. Went, oh, Chad. Oh shit, that is hot.
yeah,
That is hot.
Yeah, you could feel it.
you could feel it for sure.
I knew when it was coming on again, like, woo, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And of course, there was the added element. Steve and I were gifted some VIP passes, so Kiss has been in our lives for almost the whole 50 years they've been around, and this is the first time either of us got to have that experience. So it was pretty incredible because obviously, as part of the VIP experience, we got to go to the sound check, which I thought was the best part, where they just kind of answered some questions and talked a little bit, and then did some cool songs. And it felt like it was those guys, they don't have the makeup on yet, and they're doing sound checks, so on and so forth. Felt like you were interacting with the men who are rock stars. When we went to go take the picture with them, with the makeup on, that I was actually taken back by how different it felt when they had the makeup on. And even kind of their transformation.
Their persona.
It felt like it was now the Demon and the Star Child as opposed to Gene and Paul. It felt that way. And I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, the personas were on, and this was it was on, and it was interesting. It was something that Paul said at the end of the sound check. He goes, "Okay, we got to go back and become Kiss." So
that's cool.
That was.
It just sounded like a clever thing to say at the time.
Yeah,
but man,
until you went and saw there weren't any words. There were literally no words. It was just eye contact and fist bumps. And Gene and I locked eyes, and I was able to emote. There's 45 years of thank you, man. Thank you. And I got handled by Gene Simmons, and that's all right.
For me, I was probably 7 or 8 years old, kind of what you're talking about. I had two older sisters that were around that turned me on to Kiss at a young age. Dan and I were up there in the stands together, real close to the stage, so like you said, we could feel the heat. But
some great seats.
Dan was having a ball, I think, not just watching the Kiss show, but watching me. Because I'm singing every single song, every single word, the entire show.
No, you guys were getting down. We had a good view of where you guys were.
Did you?
Yeah.
We could see you guys real good.
Nice.
Every once in a while, we'd look over and we'd see.
Oh, man,
These guys are getting down.
I was rocking the entire show. It was such a fun time. So, yeah.
Well, one of the highlights of the show for me, too, was after the show, we saw Dave Ellefson, the former Megadeth bass player, and I told Rusty, hey, there's the bass player from Megadeth, or former bass player, and Rusty goes, hey, Dave, get over here.
It's funny because it looked like he knew me or something. Kim walking up like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to go over there to this guy. I'm like, hey, get on here. We're doing the Rock and Roll Dungeon. It's a podcast. Just say who you are and
welcome to the dungeon.
Give us a plug.
And he obliged.
And he did.
And we'll play that for you right now.
We're in the dungeon, baby. You're gonna die.
4x4. 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 4x4.
Yeah, so many of the weeks we're going to do a segment called 4x4 where we take a subject of, for example, what's our 4 favorite guitar players. Of course, our list will be our lists. We're not claiming that these are the list, although we probably will claim that throughout these episodes.
That's fair.
But we know music is subjective to so many factors. What your age is,
When you first heard the band.
it's so many factors. So we don't pretend, but we'll let you know what our favorites are and why, and it'll be fun. Today, when we get into our featured subject, which we'll have a featured subject every week. Our featured subject will be the biggest 4x4 you can do, which I think will help maybe tell a little bit more about who we are, and that'll be our top 4 favorite bands. So we'll get to that in a moment after Rusty explains our next segment that you will frequently see us hit.
Why weren't they bigger?
Why weren't they bigger? And there's so many great bands out there that, maybe you've heard, maybe you haven't. Why weren't they bigger is what we're going to be talking about. Why do we think they weren't bigger? Like, how come they just didn't break through? They're right there, and there's so many of those bands. For me, for instance, I'm going to say Rhino Bucket. Most people don't know that name. They've had multiple albums out, and they've been around forever. They were on the Wayne's World soundtrack, if you remember that movie, back with Mike Myers, Dana Carvey.
Wayne's World!
Wayne.
Excellent!
And then they were also, many years later, on The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, Marissa Tomei, and still playing today. So, guitar player from Kix is in the band as the lead guitarist, Brian Damage Forsythe. And then they have a drummer from AC/DC. But one cool thing with that is on my 40th birthday, my wife rented out an entire bar, got KNEC, the radio station, to host it, and Rhino Bucket to play as the band, and I got to play on stage with them for 3 songs. George, the guitar player singer. Yeah, it was KNEC.com.
Did you turn 40 like 40 years ago?
Not Pure Rock 105.5 KDC. Southern California's only ass kicker.
Sam Freeze showed up.
How old
with all
are
his
you,
cocaine,
man?
right? I know, right?
Oh man, I miss that station. That was the best. Ain't nothing like KNAC. And you see it in a lot of videos too. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're not talking about KNAC. We're talking about the Rock and Roll Dungeon here. Or dates. But I'm saying like bands like that we will discuss more than likely each week. Depends. Segments may change here and there, but that's the segment.
This is the featured subject.
Right, featured subject. So we're going to do that right now. And we're going to talk about our top 4 favorite bands, which should define our musical influences and our musical taste largely, and might even help you decide whether you're even going to listen to this podcast any further.
Better.
All right, so let's start off with Rusty Bones. We'll go from our 4th favorite band, and we'll round it out with our favorite band of all time with a brief reason why that selection.
So, number 4 band is always the hardest one because you have to eliminate 1,000 or thousands of other bands. So you got to narrow it down to 4. So 4 would be the hardest. So to me, I chose Tesla. Great band.
Tesla in the
Hard
top
rock
4.
band. Saw them at the residency in Las Vegas. They got another one coming up again. I got 22 people to come from California to go to Las Vegas to go watch them play. That's a pretty big feat at this day and age to go see Tesla. And they could be actually even one of those bands. Why
Tesla
weren't they
thanks
bigger,
you for their support.
But they, they got some big songs.
All right. So it's my number 4.
Your number
Your
4,
number
Steve-O?
4.
Not my number 4. This is the band we've been talking about a whole bunch. You wanted the best. You got the best. The hottest band in the world. Kiss!
Wow, you got 3 higher than Kiss. Woo. Can't wait to see this.
Which you already you know me.
Well, I know 2 of them for sure.
You know it.
Moving on, Dano. What you got?
All right, these 4 bands for me. I mean, I like all kinds of music, and there's always different rotations of types of music that's going through my catalog that I'm listening to. But these are related to like times in my life and just what kind of influence they had on like me and then my playing, I would say. So that's just a little caveat to start this. But number 4 for me would be Slayer. There was a band in the beginning that I didn't quite get it. Like, why do people like these guys so much? You know, I kind of liked it, but then I went to a show and I was just like blown away. And from then on, I just really liked them. And I like their against the grain kind of attitude, and just they just plowed right through all the trendy stuff, you know, late 80s, 90s, and all the way to the end. They just kept writing.
Definitely
thrash
not
metal.
following trends.
No, not at all.
I mean, they were the devil when I was growing up. They were so heavy. And then, like you said,
Well,
then you start listening to them. Like, I didn't even know enough. And then you start listening to them going like, it's not bad. That's right. That's good. Wow, that's really good.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, for me, my number 4 is a band that would be closely related to Slayer, also in what's called the Thrash 4, and that's Metallica.
I thought
Metallica, I saw.
Metallica.
I got into Metallica as soon as Kill 'Em All came out. I was a big rock fan. Got into hard rock in '78 through Kiss. It was basically to me the hard rock Beatles. You know, so I just listened to a lot of heavy stuff from that point on. And when Metallica hit, it was different. It was different than anything else that was going on. It had a different energy. It had a different fire. And I loved that first Kill 'Em All album. And then Ride the Lightning, which is my favorite album, when it came out, it blew me away. I mean, Master of Puppets and Justice for All, it gets crazy after that. Phenomenal band. Metallica's my number 4.
There you go. Nice.
Rusty Bones.
So, number 3 and 2 could go one way or the other. That was a flip-flop. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Omega decision.
AC/DC.
Number 3 for me is one of the biggest influences musically.
Me?
It's Rusty.
It's Rusty Bones.
Rusty Bones.
That EP, the elusive EP.
Yeah, right. That elusive EP.
Thank you. Moving on, Nick. No, I'm kidding.
Number 3 for me is Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's probably what I would have guessed, but I'm a little surprised that Yes is ahead of Kiss
It's
on your list. Unless you're just
I'm
chronological.
I'm just going chronological more than anything else.
All right, so my number 3 is Led Zeppelin. Every freaking song is fantastic, and it's just like undeniable. I mean, you can't get tired of it.
They're
It's
one
timeless.
of those bands.
You can always listen to it. There's a reason why they play it nonstop on the radio, and it never gets old.
So number 3 for me is a band out of Seattle called Queensryche.
Oh.
Queensryche is a 5-piece band. If you haven't heard of them, came out in the early '80s
Come
with
on,
that.
who hasn't heard of
with
them?
that Queensryche EP, which was phenomenal. I played the heck out of that thing. All of a sudden, that first album came out, The Warning, and then after that, Rage for Order, which became my favorite Queensryche album, and then Operation. Oh my gosh! So yes, I could go on a long time about Queensryche, but that's my number 3 favorite band of all time.
They've got different versions now. Not really different version. I should
Well,
say
Jeff's
Queensryche
out
said.
by himself now.
Right.
Queensryche only has
Scott
2 original
Rockenfield's up
members.
there, Chris DeGarmo.
Yeah, well, Chris DeGarmo left in the 90s. That's when Queensryche really changed, as far as I was concerned.
But really, their big stuff was
With him,
Empire
yes.
Forward.
Yeah, well, Empire, Operation
That's what I'm
Mindcrime,
saying.
Rage for
Right,
Order,
right.
The Warning, that's going backwards. Promised
him.
Land, I love Promised Land, that's also
That
Chris
is a good
DeGarmo.
one.
Here in the Frontiers was Chris's last record with the band.
That new album kicks ass, I think. I mean, I think it's
Well,
a great
Yeah,
album.
that's a great.
To
that's
me,
a really
Chris
good album.
left and Queensryche kind of started writing different, which, you know, all bands, when they're around for a while, they're going to evolve into different stuff.
Yeah, you can't play the same thing.
But when Todd came into the band, they started releasing albums that were more reminiscent of those classic albums. And I think all 4 records that they've come out with Todd are great. They feel more like those earlier Queensryche albums with a modern flair to them. Todd's voice is in that same tone, maybe a little harsher, a little more gruff to it.
Great job.
He's a huge fan of Queensryche, and he does those Queensryche songs justice.
All right, we're to my number 2. So you want the best. You got the best. Kiss, number 2. I mean, I've got a picture. I'm probably 8, 9, something like that. And it's me holding up. This is when they were in the solo album. I don't know how old I was, but I was really young. And it was me holding up Ace Frehley album, picture with my mom. And then same picture, you know, whatever it was, 10, 20 years later. Then I could do it again, you know, with my mom and I. And I'm still holding up the Ace Frehley. And actually, we caught the Ace Frehley show. That we got to see him too, all in the same year. Got to see Kiss's
Coach
Farewell,
Yes,
and we got
we
to
did.
see Ace Frehley playing. Sold out show for Ace Frehley.
Sold out show at the Coach House
show at
in
the Coach House.
In
San Juan Capistrano.
Yeah, that's a
Lucky to
cool
get a
venue.
seat. Anyway, the great show. Ace Frehley is always one of those top guitar players for me. So Kiss.
Number 2 for me is The Who.
What?
Who?
And there's a reason.
Now I'm really flabbergasted.
Don't be flabbergasted. Don't be flabbergasted.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I mean, I know the Who's way up there for you, but if you're if
I'm just
the
talking
Who,
about right.
if the Who is number 2, then there's a really significant band that's left off your list.
There's
I know is huge for you.
well, I had to take 4.
I know,
I had to
yeah.
take
Almost
4
sound
bands. But there's
Kind of are in a band.
Pete Townsend is responsible for one of the greatest innovations in rock music. He is responsible for it. He had a friend named Jim Marshall who made him amps. And it's Pete who introduced the Marshall stack to rock and roll. It wasn't Hendrix, it was Pete.
What Who album would you recommend for anybody wanting to get into the Who?
Just to start with.
Just to start, to be introduced to the Who.
If you want to be introduced to the Who, go get Who's Next. That is the quintessential Who album. But once you've gotten into it and you go, I really dig this, then you can just dive right into the deep waters with Quadrophenia. You can spend years in Quadrophenia. Spend years and years in Quadrophenia.
Sounds like somebody has.
Indeed. Indeed.
All right.
All right.
Book 'em, Dano.
My number 2 is a little bit obscure in context of the other bands we've been talking about here. Rusty's falling asleep over there.
No, I wasn't falling asleep. I was guessing the band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wasn't sleeping.
That's the band,
I thought I
right?
was taking too long. He was like
I
falling
know,
asleep
man.
over there.
Am I going down the right path?
Yeah.
He's dying.
The band is called Death. Yes.
That's what I was doing. I wasn't falling asleep. I was pretending I was dead.
I was picking up what she was laying down.
You got that? You got that?
So there are 2 bands called Death. There is one that is technically was the first punk rock band. There's a documentary on it, so that's actually a notable mention there. Check that documentary out. I can't remember the name of it, but
that's not the
that's
Death
not
of your top
the Death
four.
I'm talking about. The Death I'm talking about, the guitarist, frontman, his name is Chuck Schuldiner. He's not around anymore. He died of a brain tumor, I think 2003.
Too much.
Kind of ironic, he has a band called Death, and he, died early. I think he was in his late 30s. But anyways.
Should have seen that coming.
Yeah, right. And so he was basically the pioneer of what we consider death metal. He was doing his thing back in, I think, 85. His first album was called Scream Bloody Gore. I wasn't as much into his first older catalog, but the album that I was introduced to initially was an album called Symbolic, which has great production. It's definitely got I would say it's like pretty kind of, if you like Megadeth, you might like that album. Really great guitar playing, song structures, philosophical type lyrics. He's kind of a legendary guy within that scene, and just very influential on me as a guitar player. So yeah,
Awesome.
That'd be my number
Death. Go check them out. All right, my number 2 is also, you wanted the best, you got the best. Kiss. Kiss, like I had said earlier, they were that band that came on the scene that introduced me to heavy music. Got the theatrics to it. Back then, they had extreme mystery to it. And every band really back then, it's not like you could just throw on YouTube or even go buy a DVD.
You saw them on the album artwork, or you saw them live?
Yeah, you saw them in still artwork, unless you went and saw them live, or there was some crazy, the special on TV.
Paulin Halloween
You have
special.
the Paulin Halloween special, Dick Clark's,
Mike
thing,
Douglas
Midnight
show.
special. Yeah, so
We got to
and
talk
then, of
about
course,
the movie too.
The
We got to talk
phenomenon.
about it.
The best worst movie of all time.
Indeed.
Best
Kiss
worst
meets
movie.
the Phantom of the Park.
Amazing.
Star Child.
And what was great about it? You saw these iconic characters moving. That's what was great about that movie. Because you're looking at still pictures
before you saw them live.
and here they are, and there's they're playing live at Magic Mountain, which is right here in Southern California.
Really?
The whole movie's in Magic
well.
Mountain. They never even leave the park in the entire movie. And the movie
One set.
is horrible.
It is terrible, but it's so good.
But
You
it
gotta
is
watch
so
it.
good.
You gotta see it. It's like,
We gotta have a viewing of that.
It's one of those things for sure. Well, me and
So-
Steve just watched it like
I'll
last
watch it
month.
again. It's that bad.
Yeah.
so if you had to pick your 8-10-year-old kid, your guy was Paul Stanley, right?
Yes, I was
Paul,
Paul
I
Stanley
was
fan, the biggest.
Ace Frehley.
Steve was Gene.
Gene. Wow, that worked out pretty good. Well, you're
You're gonna have to go with Peter or
Yeah, you're
Eric.
gonna have to be.
That's fine.
And
That's fine.
as big of an Ace Frehley fan as I am, he only went solo, Frehley's Comet and all those things, and back to Ace Frehley now. I'm still okay with Tommy Thayer in there for this show. It was a great end of the road tour, but he's been in Kiss lineup for quite a long time, and
You say
Longer than Ace,
Longer
it
than
was.
Ace, right?
so I mean it's
And Eric as well. They're the longest tenured ones that are playing now.
and Ace has a new album, 2024, 10,000 volts. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Cool.
The song's cool.
How was-
I appreciate Tommy and Eric, one, because they're good musicians and they are faithful to the parts.
That's exactly right.
They representing. And if they weren't there wouldn't be Kiss. It's not like there is. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that they're there and they're in makeup, but there's not like they were chosen over Ace and Peter. It was going to be Tommy and Eric or nothing. So there is no continuation of Kiss without them.
That's right.
And I appreciate the last 20 years of Kiss. So I'm thankful for them.
How was the?
That doesn't take away from the fact that Paul, Gene, Peter, and Ace that's the Kiss.
Keep on moving. Yeah.
We're going to go to number 1 now
Yeah,
because this turned into a Kiss episode rather
Well,
than a top 4.
Kiss is on three of our 4 lists.
Choosy
so.
mothers, choose Jeff. 3 out of 4. Choose Kiss. But we
3
don't
out
know
of 4
yet.
mothers.
What's wrong with that fourth mother?
We
all
could
working
have.
with Steve.
She's
We don't know
skipping.
yet. We're not there yet. He could be his number 1. We'll see. I'm guessing not.
Well, Rusty, what's your number 1?
So, like I said, 2 and 3 were a tough one because they could flip either way. 4 is hard because you're eliminating thousands of bands. Number 1's very simple for me, and it's Van Halen. We go back to Eddie Van Halen. You're talking about Pete Townsend with the Marshall. Eddie Van Halen changed the guitar for really everybody. I mean, it was something new, different. Finger tapping. What the hell's that guy doing? Michael Anthony, his background vocals and his bass playing. He knows how to put on a show. Alex Van Halen just got inducted into the drummer Hall of Fame type thing.
So yeah.
So, congratulations to him. I love the David Lee Roth era and love the Sammy Hagar era. I know people have their choices and, who sold more albums, and it was a different sound. It was completely different. You were talking about that earlier about, if you played the same thing all the time, then it would be the same album, 10 albums later.
Right.
So with Sammy, they did go more pop. I mean, it was a little, added more keyboards to it from 1984 to theirs. But either way, I'm a Sammy guy. I'm a Dave guy. Sammy's a cool guy to hang out with. He would probably not so much, but he's one of the best frontmen, in my opinion. Flamboyant.
I think Dave would be a cool hang.
He's a pretty cool
It'd just be a
It'd be the Dave
different
show.
kind of hang.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a word in.
No.
Yeah.
Talk about me, type of thing.
It'd
But
be a Dave show.
Yeah.
it would be a Dave show. I
fun
mean,
to watch.
remember if you go back to his when he went solo, and he started with the Eat 'Em and Smile album. Remember he had those funny videos. All that stuff was great. And it was Dave TV. Everything was
Give me a glazed donut and a bottle of anything to go.
So, I mean, that'd be a great segment. 5150 or Eat 'Em and Smile. So I mean, it was 2 albums coming out on their own.
5150.
What happened? What was it? Yankee Rose. All that was great. Number 1, Steve-O.
Number 1 for me is not going to be a surprise to
It's not
Chad.
going to be a surprise to me either. Does it start with an L?
No.
It
No!
doesn't.
That's
It
the
doesn't.
Starts with a V.
That's the one
That's
that,
who he left
that's the
out.
one I was
Yeah.
surprised he left
Starts
out.
with a V.
That's the one. That's the one that got
B.
left. It's the
B.
Beatles. The Beatles.
Ah,
The Beatles are the foundation of all modern rock and roll.
Beatles.
Everything started from that point. The band concept, everything.
Personality
All the-
concept, cohesiveness standpoint, writing your own songs standpoint.
everything, and then all modern music that we have today was influenced and branched off of that group of 4 knuckleheads.
They are the roots.
They are the roots.
Created the model.
When the Beatles in 65 or 66 said we aren't touring anymore, 66 I think it was, we're not touring anymore, and we're able to focus on, remember, this is a 4-track recording these guys are doing and blowing people's minds with 4 tracks. Because you got a genius in George Martin that's able to,
The perfect guy.
exactly, that's able to take ideas of some artist of John Lennon and then we can turn this into a reality as John's dropping acid and tripping out on the roof.
Well, in Abbey
voice.
Road, pre-Beatles, Abbey Road was very much a soundtrack studio. So they were very dialed in with sounds, more so than a lot of other studios. So when you listen to Beatle albums that came out in the 60s, and then you play any other album that came out in the 60s, it's sonically way beyond. And that's
interesting. I
because
didn't know
of
that.
Abbey Road and because of George Martin and both of that entity being able to facilitate these creative geniuses' ideas.
Well, this show's about hard rock and heavy metal.
Which
this
wouldn't
is
have
just
happened
getting the
without the
background of it.
Beatles.
We're going to move on to Dan's number one.
Metallica. Metallica doesn't need much explanation. I mean, the first song I ever heard from Metallica was Shortest Straw, and it was playing in my friend's bedroom in the back of the house.
That sounds weird.
It does sound kind of weird. But
What year did you hear it?
that was probably, I think it would have been the year it came out. It was like 89.
Okay.
And I just heard chun chun chun. Chun 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 chun
And you said,
chun chun. I'm
"Where's
like-
the bass?"
And I was like, what the hell is that? Like, it just sounded weird to me. I never heard anything like that. And so anyways, went on to kind of find it really cool at that time. Then I heard Master of Puppets, and I was like, this is really cool, And then Black Album came out, and at that time I wasn't a musician yet, so I was just listening to him from like somebody who liked music. And then when I became a guitar player and started playing guitar, then it was a whole new level of appreciation, and so it was a huge influence on my playing. I love James Hetfield as a frontman. I think he's one of the better frontmen of heavy metal. And
I got to see
Well, you're not
them.
alone. A lot of people think that.
yeah,
I saw them on the Monsters of Rock, which is a great
that would have been one of the
concert.
best
it
times to
was,
see him. Yeah.
I mean, Dawkins said that could have ruined their career because Dawkins came after them, and they're like, "Why are we playing after them?" And Metallica it was just Injustice for All was just coming out, right? I think it was
Wasn't even
at
Black
that
Album?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Injustice, and
The
they
Coliseum,
weren't
right?
big like they, that's when they got big. But I mean, they exploded in the next album with the Black Album.
Yeah.
Who was the headliner on that Monsters of Rock? Oh, that's right,
Oh,
Van
Van
Halen.
Halen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were
Well,
on
Van Halen headlined the US Festival.
Well, they were
Oh,
on,
that's right.
They were on tour for their best album, Fair Warning, weren't they?
Van Halen cannot be denied.
That
But
was, Monsters of Rock was Sam.
My
Hagar,
number
so
one,
no.
just so we can kind of continue this discussion, my number one is also the Beatles.
Number one was Beatles?
My number one
Okay.
is the Beatles. For all the same reasons we've already discussed. They're the roots. Now,
So-
there's a lot of honorable mentions here.
So I'm
A
gonna.
lot of honorable mentions.
You know, I gotta say this. I gotta do this to you, Chad. So he left out Led Zeppelin.
I left out Zeppelin.
You left out a big band, and you left out.
You too.
I didn't catch the U2 train when they were in the zeitgeist in the mid 80s with Joshua Tree and all that stuff. I liked them, but I didn't buy those albums. I didn't go see those shows. It wasn't until the Rattle and Hum movie came out that
That's when I
I
was
became
introduced to.
a U2 fan. I mean, I knew who U2 was. They were all over MTV. They were huge. They were one of the hugest bands in the 80s. But when Rattle and Hum came out in that movie, it hit me in a different way. And it probably also hit me for the reason that that style of music was the kind of the style of music that I was doing at that time. Being a music director at church and so on and so forth, U2 style very much fit. I'm a rocker, but
Sounds like it.
my job, I'm not bringing Metallica, to the worship service. I started to really attach myself to some of these bands that were more like what I was playing.
But remember, you're going to have to get Toto 4 out of here.
Once again,
Yes.
this is a hard rock heavy metal podcast. We're not talking Beatles. We're not talking U2.
Hey,
But you can't have hard rock without the Beatles. Do you guys got some honorable
Black
mentions?
Sabbath.
Genesis.
Peter Gabriel, Genesis.
Whole
The
scope.
whole scope.
I'm a
Okay.
Dave and Sammy fan.
Okay.
This is a rock and roll.
What do you got?
9 Inch Nails.
Oh. Is that rock and roll enough for you?
The Dungeon recommends.
My recommendation is a series called Metal Evolution. It's put out by Banger Films. It starts off, the first episode's very general music. Then it gets into early states and then early English music, and then into the new wave of British heavy metal, and then into glam.
I didn't realize it went that far back.
Stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, excellent series for anybody who's interested or into hard rock and metal.
Yeah,
it's a must, really. It's a must see. To me, it's the definitive work on metal.
Thank you for listening to the Rock and Roll Dungeon. Until next time.
You're in the dungeon, baby.